Welcome, Agnes.
Good morning, I'm Agnes, and today I would like to do my career perspective sharing. So let's start with my career choice. Actually, there are two industries that I'm interested in. The first one is actuary, and the second one is data analysis. But as I go through classmates' career choice, I found out that actually lots of a few classmates choose to do their data analysis related research. So I think maybe I can get something from their perspective sharing so I can put my own focus on my other interest, which is actuary. So this is the outline of today's presentation. Firstly, I will briefly introduce what actuary is and then talk about my interviewees. And then I will go through my interview questions and last part was my reflections. So what does actuary do? Actuary science uses mathematics, probabilities, and statistics to quantify future risks, assess various uncertain events, and develop optimal strategies that can be implemented today and to manage potential challenges posed by unknown future events. So actuary science primarily is used in the insurance industry, ensuring their financial stability to the insurance company and also allowing them to fulfill their commitment to the policyholders. Then let's talk about my interviewees. The first one is Yu Changxiang. He is now a professor in the statistics department, but he is also an associate of the Society of Actuaries and also the director of the Actuary Institute of Chinese Taipei. The second interviewer is Zhang Shenhao. He now is working as an assistant manager in the medical company, but he used to work in an actuary consulting companies. And then the third interviewers would like to remain anonymous, and she is an FSN fellow of the Society of Actuaries and now is working as an actuary. Then let's start with my questions. My first question is obtaining a master's degree essential for becoming an actuary? We say no, because based on their observations, there are a few people that are becoming a successful actuary, but without a master's degree. There says what you can do, what you actually can do is more important than a master's degree. And the second question is how many actuary exams would you recommend to taking while still in school? They said it will be at least 2 exams, which is probability and financial mathematics. These two are the first two and the two most basic and fundamental subjects for the actuaries. But they also says that actually it would be the best if you can do as much as you can, if you can pass as much exam as you can while you're still in school, because once you start working, you won't have so much time and energy to prepare the exam. And then the third question is, what key characteristics and essential skills are critical for success as an actuary? This says first, undoubtedly the mathematics skills and the financial literacy are really important because these two are the most basic and fundamental things when it comes to actuary. But it also says actually the communication skills are also really important because the things like the abilities like you can illustrate more professional things in a simple way is really important when it comes to you need to communicate with others that are not in your field. And as the actuary works involves a lot of numbers, the attention to detail is also very important. And the last thing that is important is the self-learning ability. As becoming an actuary is a long journey and requires a lot of exams or e-learning something. So the self-learning ability is quite important when it comes to become an actuary. And the fourth question is, what types of software or tools do you regularly use in your works? Let's say actually they use Excel a lot, but it also says actually different countries use different companies use different software. But that kind of software is more like a professional things, and they won't expect a beginners to know how to operate this software. So for our beginners, if you can make a great use of Excel, would be enough. And then the last question is, what advice would you give to someone just starting out in the actuary field? Let's say, just do it and learn from the process. Whatever that is, doing the interns or do some academic research, writing something, just start to do it. Do some actions instead of just thinking. And then in the process, you will gradually know what actually is, and then in the process, you will know what is the things like you are lacking on, so you can start to pursuing it and make up it. And then the second suggestion I get is want me to make sure what I want to do, because things actually is a long journey, requires a lot of exams and efforts. They want me to actually make sure whether that is the things that I want to do. And that also go back to the first point, which is just do it. And in the process, you will gradually know whether that is the things you like. And the last part is my reflection. Actually, when I first knew that I need to do this project, I'm so fearful, I'm so scared of this, because this one is quite unlike the previous interview I have done, because this is the first time that I need to reach out to the actually working people, not students anymore. But in the process, I noticed that there are actually people are more willing to help you than I expected. Even though I did got some rejections, I still feel this way. But none of this would happen if I didn't step out, actually ask them to help. So I think that's one of the things I learned from this project. And also this project is quite impactful to me, because their suggestions actually make me started to reconsider my future plans for the next few years. So yes, even though it is quite stressful project to me, but I also gain something from it. So this is my today's presentation. Thank you.
Very good. Can we start with any questions, any comments? Maybe I can start with a question. I think you mentioned what you learned from interviews may just pertain to your decisions about your career choices. I wonder, after this project, do you have maybe a new or different career choices?
I think now I am still haven't decided which way to go, but what I want to do now is I will try to get an intern. I would like to see whether that is the thing I like, but to kind of to try whether that is the thing I like. If that is, I will choose it as my career path.
So does that mean that you want to get an internship in maybe actuary related careers?
Yes, I will try to.
Good. Any others?
Before you graduate, do you plan to get a certificate in actuary?
I will try to start to just as I will try to start to prepare the exam, because that is to have the basic certificate, it needs a lot of exam. But I will try. I will start this year, but I don't think I can do that before I graduate. Yes.
Consider about getting a master's degree, but I think in Taiwan we don't have that much like actually related schools to study. Like NCCU is one like the real ones.
Actually, I plan to get a master degree, but not in actuary science, because I think the kind of like to become an actuary, I think a master in actuary science is not a must, because aside from that, you can just achieve it through the actuary exam. So yes, I think I will get a master degree, but not in the actuary science field. But even if like at last I choose to try to become an actuary, I don't think that will be a problem, as long as I can pass the other actuary exam.
Yes.
Korea, the exam of actually would take what about 7 to 10 years. So do you plan to do anything in the meantime?
Right now,
In the process of preparing the exam?
actually most of the people were start working while taking the exam. They were, on one hand, they are working, but they are also preparing for the exam, because just as you said, the process is quite long. And it's quite difficult to just not working and working as a full-time student, full-time exam preparer. I think that's a bit too hard.
Good. Maybe one more question, comment, suggestion? Yes, anyone else? Maybe just another question about what you mentioned. I think you mentioned that mathematical skills are essential to work as an actuary. So do you know, for example, what kind of mathematical knowledge you should possess if you want to maybe succeed in actuary exam?
For example, the probability to financial mathematics and also statistics.
Statistics.
Yes.
I mean, so is the exam open to like everyone? Or do you have to be a major in business-related field so you can take the exam?
No, it's actually many people that were maybe like previous working other fields, but they will also choose to change their field to actuaries. I think all you need to do is just try to take the exam. They won't reject people from other fields. But they do have something that if you are from, especially like business background, you will have maybe a little bit advantage is that it requires some kind of education validation or something, and that requirement can be met if you took some of the courses that they validate in university. And these things are like economic and maybe like accounting or something. So if your school have like kind of evaluated classes and you did took that when you're still in school, you can pass that part. Yeah, I think that's the only difference between business people and other people.
That means if you do have training in related background, you can maybe skip some test
Yeah, a
subjects.
little bit part.
Any further questions? Just for information, do you know actually NCC also hosts actuary exam? Yeah, just in that classroom, the class language. Yeah, I think this happens annually. So I think if you want to take exam, you'll probably take exam just over it.
Not a big company.
Okay, good. Thank you very much for sharing.